Welcome in, fellow bears. This is Crazy Bear Gold enjoying some hot tub time right up above Dornegal. I hope everyone's doing well today. Today is day 3 of the video series, Making Gold with Housing Decor. Today we're going to be talking about setting up a crafter. So the first thing that you've got to decide is, what is a profession my crafter is going to get in? And there are a lot of ways to make that determination. I'm going to discuss 5 different ways. The first one is you could look at the highest average price of the housing decors. So if Alchemy has an average price of 1,000 gold, and I'm just making these numbers up, Jewel Crafting has an average price of 7,500. You might want to pick jewel crafting as your first profession. The second way you might choose it is, where do I have competition or no competition, right? If Alchemy has an average of 3 items per housing decor and jewel crafting has 20, but you've got a lot of competition in jewel crafting, maybe you want to choose to pick a profession that doesn't have very much competition. The third way is something I call GPL. That stands for gold per lumber. So as you know, in housing decor, you have to go out and collect the lumber. It is not something that can be traded on the auction house. And so you have to go out and where do you want to spend your time? What's the most gold you can make for every piece of lumber you pick up? You might decide to pick a profession where that GPL is at its highest. Another way you might look is, what is the highest number of items? In other words, some of the professions can only craft 20 housing decor. Inscription is the largest, and it's around 65 items. So you might say, I want to spread my inventory out. But if you have a large number of items that you can craft, that means you need to gather a large amount of lumber to keep that inventory up. And lastly, you can look at somebody else's sales and look at how they're doing and where they're making gold. One of the things I'm going to show you is Crazy Bear Gold's crafting spreadsheet, which includes his sales. Before I go very much farther, all of the resources that I'm going to talk about in this video series are in this one spreadsheet, Making Gold with Housing. I will have a link in the description of this video series below where you can get this spreadsheet. Inside this spreadsheet is all of the resources that I'm going to talk about. So you don't have to write down all of these things. It's in this one spreadsheet. Okay. So right here is the spreadsheet I was just talking about. Let's open that up. We'll get to all of the information in this spreadsheet as we go along. Right now, today, we're going to focus on the tab XPack GPL. So this is where I take and pull all of the statistics for my server. Housing decor is realm specific. Each realm in housing decor is different. They're not shared. So my spreadsheet is on Dalaran. Matter of fact, I'll put this data for Dalaran. Make that in red so everybody can see that. Okay. That's the server I'm on. Get off my server. I own it. Okay. I'm just kidding. If you want to come compete with me, there it is in public view. I'm on Dalaran. Come compete with me. I dare you. In this spreadsheet, it calculates what is the average GPL. Now, this is as of the last time I updated. Every day you update this, it changes. So this was as of yesterday morning. Today is January the 13th. So this is as of January 12th, 2026. So I could easily see that tailoring right now is my best GPL. This count of product is how many items it sells. Okay, so you can see here, Alchemy and Enchanting have the lowest number of crafted items. Inscription is 60. It is the highest. You can also look at what is the highest price GPL. Tailoring obviously owns that market. Tailoring, there's an item for 4,999 gold GPL. So that's different information there. You could also look at when you decide to train a profession, you have to do it for the expansion. You could look at the statistics for an expansion to decide which expansion you want to get into. I won't go through each of these. This is how much inventory is out there. You can kind of see where the competition is. You can see right now, looks like Outland is taking, Classic is got the lowest inventory. This right here shows you by expansion and profession how many recipes are there. So you can see Shadowlands and Dragon Isle have the highest number of recipes. So if you wanted to just get into a market and train in one or two expansions, Inscription, those two expansions would be the way you would want to go to you'd get 14 products on the market right away. And down here is the sales. Remember I said you could look at Crazy Bear Gold's. Here's his sales through January 12th, 2026. This is how much he sold in each of the different things. So you can look, if you want to look by expansion, you can do that. If you want to look at just totals, Crazy Bear Gold has sold almost 5 million in Inscription, followed closely by Engineering at 2.7, and then Blacksmithing at 2. But how do you get this information into the spreadsheet? So let's take a look at my crafter, my new crafter that I'm getting ready to set up, and let's talk about how you would do that. The first thing, so here is CBG Farm 4. You can see she's on the errator. So how would you update the spreadsheet for your realm? Well, it's very simple. The first thing you want to do is you want to take and get into the spreadsheet and you want to make a copy. So I'm going to call this CBG errator. And I make a copy. That gives you the ability to now update this spreadsheet. So what do you have to do to get this working? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to install the Auctionator add-on. So as you can see right here, in add-ons, Auctionator, you got to install that add-on. So once you do that, you now get access to something called shopping list. See right here it says shopping. Let me it's over a little. I don't have any shopping lists right now. So how do we get a shopping list? Well, you can create your own, but in the spreadsheet, under the AA shopping, you will find the shopping list. Always pick for the highest version. That's the latest and greatest. So we're going to pick that. Just going to copy that. And I'm going to come over here and say import. And I'm going to import a list. Okay, so once you've imported the shopping list, it will search all of those items. They come up over here with information. You just click the export results. Then you hit Control C. In the spreadsheet, under the AA shopping list tab, A1, you will paste that information. Don't worry about it, don't touch it, and then click Update Prices. First time you do this, it's going to ask you, do you trust the source? I promise you there's nothing malicious in here. Trust this. A lot of people are using this spreadsheet. It is strictly for the benefit of the WoW community. And it will go through and do what it needs to do the calculations. So I'll pause this video here. Be right back. Okay, when it gets done updating the prices, it gets this nice little message. At that point, these numbers are now what's on errator. Okay, so once you update the spreadsheet, you can take and see information for your particular realm. You can then make your decision as to where you want to craft. After you decided what you're going to craft, how do you go about getting your profession leveled up? Well, I can't recommend it strongly enough. There is a website called wowprofessions.com to do past expansions. Now, if you're doing War Within, you can just go straight into War Within and get there. But if you want to do past expansions, the easiest way is to go to this profession leveling guide for past expansions. And here are all the professions and the different expansions. So I'm going to go professional leveling, guide for past expansions, jewel crafting. Let's try Pandaria. It gives you all of the material that you need to buy. Now, if you're leveling to do housing decor, you need to only level about 80% of the max level. So if the max level is 100, you only need to get to 80. So these mats get you to 100 to the max level. You don't really need that much. I would go on and buy them all, and then once you get done leveling up to the decor level, sell anything back that you don't need. I wouldn't take the time. So housing profession, it even tells you how to get from like here 1 to 60, 60 to 61. It tells you step by step how to do this. It's a wonderful resource. The other thing you need is lots of gold. I did inscription, and I did Northrend, Dragonflight, and the War Within, and it cost me around 150,000 gold. Now that's not exactly right, because I do have some of the items back on the auction house to sell, so the number will actually come down, but realistically is probably going to be around 100 to 125,000 level, just those 3 expansions. If I wanted to do all the expansions, you can see that's a lot of gold. So my recommendation is pick an expansion, a profession, an expansion pack, level it up, get selling that decor, and then as you get the money from the decor in, reinvest in that guide. Another good resource, if you're still struggling to figure out what you want to do, Undermine.exchange is a wonderful resource to do research. You can go in here and let's just say I'm on a Errata and I go to housing and I go to decor, and I can say, okay, well, on this realm, what is the highest item that I could sell? The wooden iron forged table on Errata is selling for 240,000. Maybe you want to pick that as your starting item. I want to make one item and see if I can sell it. Notice there's also only one on the auction house. Not much competition there. Well, if you go to the crafting spreadsheet, wooden iron forged table, under crafting, these are sorted in alphabetical order, so it's really easy to find. Wooden iron forged table is an inscription classic item. Maybe that's how you attack it. Your choice. Gives you an idea. Okay, that's the end of day 3. Hopefully I've given you some ideas on how to do it. Again, I'm using only one add-on for this, which is Auctionator. That's what updates these prices and gives me my statistics table. And I'm using the crafting spreadsheet. If everybody enjoy, we're going to come back tomorrow and we'll talk about making gold with intermediate items. Thank you very much. Have a great day.